We start with 1 hour chart. Just want to give a quick update. First of all, if you refer to our analysis in my last video when the price was within this, we mentioned the way it's moving is really corrective. We can expect this one turn to a correction similar in relative to this. Okay. Now we want to see how we can look for trade. Mostly we can expect if there is a continuation as a corrective, we won't get a really good trade setup for buy, and mostly we can expect the price to drop. Anyway, this is what we mentioned in my last analysis, and if we move to higher time frame, we start with daily chart. Right now the only thing is we have to get the trade set up within this because we don't want to buy at the top, and as we can see every times at the top we get the shadow, then the next after that we get the price to drop. I don't think this is the one is going to retest this low. Mostly we can get the correction here for continuation, but how deep that correction can be, that's why if we want to trade, we should look for trade setup, proper trade setup that can give us a confirmation for continuation. And if we move to forward chart, after we see after the price broke the previous top, we see the divergence and it's dropped. We have been looking for this correction as a flat. That's why we have been looking for reversal. But what we get was really corrective. The price reversed, but it didn't give us a really good trade setup. Okay, unless we trade based on 15 minutes. Okay. Anyway, we'll see what's the next. If there is a continuation as what we have, mostly we won't be able to trade unless again we trade based on lower time frame like 15 minutes. But now the question is whether this is a flat and this is the start of the up move, or we can expect this one as a correct deeper correction in relative to this for one more drop. Okay, how we can look for trade? The only thing is either we wait for one more drop with the breakout of this, then from there we look for reversal, or we get the correction here for buy. Then we can confirm for the next trade. But right now we don't have any trade set up. And if I move to 1 hour chart, as I mentioned, right, mostly we can expect the price to drop. But if the price to drop either turn to a correction in relative to this before we get the next move, or the one is going to retest this low. Okay, it depends how short the price can drop. Anyway, if the price drop with the breakout of the 0.165, still we can expect even the price to drop 0.159. But anyway, any buy setup after that we can look for trade. As I mentioned, if I wants to look for trade, if there is a continuation as a corrective, we won't look for trade. And having a trade of this, I won't suggest it. It depends on the traders. The best things is either this one give us a correction for buy, then any reversal from there we look for trade, as I draw here as a correction for buy. Okay, and if we get this correct type of the correction, then maybe we can consider to have entry above this. All right, and if this one drop and retest this low, then maybe we can look for trade setup before buy from there. It can give us better confirmation. What I want to say is that we cannot buy right now. We have to wait for uh, trade setup for buy. And one thing we need to know, what can we look for sell if we put our line here? Again, this line is indicative. We are not looking for the breakout of this. If we want to look for sell any sharp move with the flag, we can look for sell with the breakout of 0.16. We can put 0.159 as our take profit. Okay, but right now we don't have any trade setup for sell. If we want to look for trade setup, we need to this one turn to deeper correction, sharp move, flag, we take the trade. Anyway, sell will be short term if anyone is looking for sell, but the best thing is what we're looking for buy. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup either for sell or buy. As I mentioned, how we can look for trade and having entry above this until we get the drop is not valid. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.